Here's some advice, Zion Williamson, since you want to send your publicist to talk shit about me every other freaking week. How about you get on a treadmill, speed 3, level 12, and maybe you'll lose some weight and go on it for like an hour or two. Second, how about you stop drinking sodas? 3, how about you practice doing 3-pointers? Everybody's tired of seeing you do dunks all freaking day. Learn another move. It's getting boring and tired. You're tired and boring, just like how you were in bed.
What's up, y'all? It's your boy Keeper 100 back with the news again. And here we go again. The fuckery continues with Zion. We have Zion's ex-bae and professional skeet collector, Moriah Mills, coming back to hit Zion with the worst third grade roast I've ever heard. Flat out embarrassing. You can tell that she's been hella bitter since she's been cut off from the Zion stripper fund. And on top of everything else, this man Zion has now found a way to fumble the bag too. Jesus Christ. Now, recently a report came out from The Athletic saying that Zion Williamson's contract is no longer guaranteed for the final 3 years due to him missing more than 22 games last season. This means that the Pelicans could potentially waive his contract in the 2024-2025 season and be left with no dead cap hit. The report further goes on to say that this contract still has specific clauses to earn back the money by hitting weight and body fat percentage targets laid out for him. In 2022, Zion signed a 5-year, $231 million max extension, and I hate to always seem like I'm going in on the dude, but all the fumbles that this guy has been making over the last year make it hard not to be critical. It's one thing to be a freaky boy with a tender dick who wants to trick off on strippers and porn stars, get them pregnant one day, then get exposed by them the next, but it's a whole other thing to fuck up the money, man. I mean, we were all excited for Zion when he was in the draft. But if you aren't going to reach your full potential as a generational talent that you were touted to be, it's whatever, man. Sometimes, look, when players get the money and the fame, they just don't have the same drive that they had before. But to fuck up a fully guaranteed contract worth over $200 million when all you had to do was play more than 22 games last year is straight negligent. I would have damn near been playing on crutches if I had to meet the threshold, man. Fuck it. $200 million we're talking about. Now, it's apparent to me that Zion does not have any OGs around him. Nobody to teach him how to move, how to protect himself, because Zion Williamson's and the Pelican saga keeps getting worse and more embarrassing week by week. To keep it 100, none of this is a good look at all, and Zion continues to make media headlines over and over again, not for how well he's playing on the court, but for everything outside of basketball. Let me remind y'all that just a couple weeks ago, a report came out saying that the Pelicans had pretty much begged and pleaded for Zion to get his weight under control, especially after the last 4 to 5 years of his injuries, most of which came as a result of him being overweight, then not being able to train properly because he's injured. It just creates a negative feedback loop and spiral to the point where Zion has only played in about 40% of the available games since he was drafted back in the 2019-2020 NBA season. They say that it's always a small group that fucks it up for everybody else, and I honestly think that in the future, NBA contracts are going to be a lot different because for all of the money that players like Ben Simmons and Zion are getting, they're coincidentally always injured and just aren't playing. On top of that, add the controversy around load management, and the attitude that all of this gives off is one of entitlement. A lack of passion and competitive drive from a lot of these players is adding to an overall bad product from the NBA. And when you think about players from older eras like Kobe, Jordan, Kevin Garnett, Paul Pierce, just to name a few, even though they made boatloads of money and have retired comfortably, they never lost that competitive drive. And anytime they touched the ball on the court, they wanted to prove that they were the best to ever do it. Period. And honestly, man, with players like Zion, I just don't know. I really don't. There's still young, bright players that make me excited to watch basketball. There's John Morant, there's Luka Doncic, Tyrese Halliburton is playing really well. There's De'Aaron Fox, a whole bunch of others. But this situation right here is just kind of crazy, man. And it seems like every single week some new shit keeps coming off about Zion and some of his exploits or his lack thereof to want to protect his body or to want to train or stay healthy. It's kind of crazy, man. Anyways, let me know what y'all think about Zion's contract situation below. And do you think Zion can get back on track, man? I mean, this weight problem, it's been years. It's been a problem for years, man. And do you think the NBA has a problem going on to the future with the weight management, the load management, all the managements? God damn. Anyways, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, turn on post notifications, and I'm out.